1, they're able to kind of put a lot more pressure onto their opponent team. But if they lose, then, it starts to show a little bit more cracks and they start crumbling. So Nova needs to win this game number 1.
It's more of a, I would say, pressure issue and a mental state issue that really creeps up Nova Esports for the entire 2025 year. But coming into Challengers Cup where expectations are, I would say, away from them, maybe that's where they have a much better game plan coming in towards this game 1.
Well, this is not going to be good though. Initial invade coming in from the side of WST. Very fast clear in the mid lane. This is going to put a lot more pressure onto CY. He needs to find that smite soon, but the reset comes in.
Oh, but hang on a moment though. CY going dangerously low. Might be the first to fall here against Mengyuan on that latest. That's first blood going over to the side of WST.
Yep, WST, the results have paid off, and with that, they will come a trade, but can they get this Azure Golem? That is the prize that they want. WST working on it, gets a smite down as well, and with that, Suyan will be able to make it out of that initial pit. So, advantage going to the side of WST.
Yeah, jungle pressure being super duper pressed on by the side of Shu Yuan and WST. That really limits CY on this Musashi in towards the early game here. And when all that is happening, Chen Yuan just casually on the Hano stole away the wild boars from Musashi in that early game.
Yep, so a lot more benefits going to the side of WST at this point. Game is not really over, it's just a very strong start from the side of WST. They did get a trade in kills, so that is still okay for the side of Nova.
But you can see the lane swap coming in for the side of Nova Esports, which is what we called out in the pick and bans. Early, realistically, you need to make sure that she gets all the farm funnel in towards her safely towards the 10th minute mark. That's where she really comes online on this late game pick.
Yep, they need a little bit more, right? Because at this point, with the lead for the side of WST, especially focusing onto Mengyuan on this Lady Sun, this is where the damage is going to be very painful. Once she gets the Meteor, this could be another easy kill for the side of WST.
Yeah, Chenghuan's just casually stealing away Wendy's Wild Beak here towards the bot side with just a Scepter of Fate. Wendy had to commit the cat bombs on the ultimate here. Oh, the CY though, he does get the smite against Shu Yuan in this exchange.
I mean, that has to be the bare minimum at this point, right? Because there is already a 1,000 goalie going to the side of WST.
Now, with the timers being available for WST here, they might just do another invade against CY in this jungle here. Interested to see how Nova Esports choose to defend this, but WST taking on a more safer route does take away the Horntail Beast and then back off against to safety.
I think at this point, if you're at WST, there's no need to really over-aggress, right? So far, they've stolen a lot of camps away from Nova. That has already netted them a steady 1,500 gold lead for now. Most of it going into the hands of Mengyuan on this Lady Sun. So, in terms of gold advantage, this is the dream start for WST.
That's the early game prowess coming in for the side of WST and superior gold sharing between the Lady Sun that started in the mid lane, so she can benefit with the gold sharing on the jungle resources with Shu Yuan and also Siyu on the rotations here.
Yep, and already, look, with 2.4k, already has the boots, and with that, well on their way to the first core item. And Lady Sun with a 1 core item before this 4-minute mark is going to be a very scary thing.
Nova Esports definitely has to play safe coming in towards the later few minutes here. If the jungle really falters at the 4th minute mark, this could be a landslide coming in from WST all the way towards that early finish. Might be even a sub 10-minute game that we might say here.
Yep, I fully agree as well. And you can see Waypit, he's trying to hold his own and just provide space for Muji. But for now, because there's a level differential of one level between Anlan as well as Muji, he's able to hold his own. And at this 4-minute mark, Nova will not make it on time. WST gets it for free.
It's difficult, right? You're losing 2,000 gold at the 4th minute mark. Anlan is so darn tanky in that early phase with the Boots of Fortitude and also the armor item. It's so difficult to out-rotate this Byron that has gotten so much help coming in from Siyu and also Mengyuan on that Lady Sun and Dushan combination.
Yeah, plus the fact that he has Meteor on the side of Anlan, this is a very difficult situation for the side of Nova, right? To make matters worse, Mengyuan already has the Eternity Blade. This is 4.5 minutes, and here they will start to push.
Yeah, 4v1 here, trying to collide against Xuan on this bottom side here. But it is still a Meng Tian here. You gotta work for it if you want to realistically dive here. Hence, they altered their priority here, looking to invade on this Crimson Golem.
Right, they will go in, they put down the duel to the death. Is it going to be enough? The reset comes in, they have wasted every single option on the side of Nova, and WST going for the kill. This is Muji taking the first fall on this exchange. Second one going to be Xuan as well, and WST, they are so strong.
That's the combination here coming in from the side of WST. The strong side lanes in the form of Anlan and Meng Yuan here. With Chenghuan taking all the spells here on towards the Haino here, there is no realistic, I would say, threat coming in for the double side lanes here, which led to an easy pickup here on towards the gameplay here. As you can see, towards the replay here, check out the Haino here. Taking Duel to the death, immediately purifying and using the ultimate to bail towards safety here. As of this point, there is no threat coming in from Nova Esports. Muji has no items. Xuan has already expended all the spells here. They will be taken down by the consistent DPS coming in from the Byron and also the Lady Sun.
Yeah, very smart execution, right? So what Nova was planning was that Xuan was supposed to hold the other members on the side of WST back, where they used the ultimate of CY to catch Chenghuan. They were meant to 5-man dive or 4-man dive on the Chenghuan, get the kill. But the fact that he took Purify and the fact that he has his ultimate Fate Rewind, it makes things so difficult. Essentially wasted every single option thrown by Nova.
And this also goes back to the pick and bans that we talk about, right? If you draft the early into such an uncomfortable position, you will find yourself into a snowball generated by WST in this first game of the series here. And you can see, Xuan on the Meng Tian, supposedly to be super duper tanky, just got blown up immediately by the overly fed Lady Sun.
Yeah, a lot of poke damage coming in from side WST, looking for that final blow. Nice stun, gets the kill on the Wendy as well, and this is looking like a tier 3 being taken down. Nova struggling to keep up at this point. CY has no space around the map, they can dive if they want to, but WST playing this so disciplined and so clean.
You can see this was escalated throughout the entirety of their game plan here. From the draft itself, they planned a hyper-aggressive early game coming in for the Ukyo and strong side lanes here, and then invading CY, getting the first blood on towards hands of Meng Yuan, and then that just escalated into a 6,000 goal lead for the side of WST at only 7 minutes here, kid.
Yep, and 6,000 goal lead is a huge one, especially that you have mentioned number one, it's 7 minutes. But the more important part is that there's close to a 2,000 goal lead for Meng Yuan on this Lady Sun. So if you can't deal with the frontline tanks like Anlan, you can't deal with Xiyu, there's no way you touch Shu Yuan as well as Meng Yuan. The two cores, the jungle as well as the farm lane, they are the damage dealers. And until Nova can address that, WST has this game in their hands.
That's one of the concerns here, and another concern that we need to point out is that Nova Esports lineup doesn't really have much of a late game to really tackle against the Meng Yuan Lady Sun plus Xiyu Dunshan combination here. So for this game, WST needs to do a colossal troll, potentially 2 back-to-back aces against Nova. Then Nova Esports could potentially look for that comeback.
And let's be honest, I don't think we can get an ace here. Like the fact that Chenghuan is not put in a position where he's forced to number one use the Purify, and he gets to choose when he wants to use his Fate Rewind. That shows you how much of an advantage WST had, right? And the later this game goes, Chenghuan is just going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah, so far it is looking as of this point. And for the side of Nova Esports, they need to rely more on Wendy and Xuan to delay the game into a potential 15-minute mark here. But WST isn't going to allow you to do that here. With the timer slowly creeping in towards 10 minutes, they are looking for that early game-winning push here coming in for the KGL third seed.
The only viable way to come back is if they're all level 15. So that's going to take a while. And the next big challenge for the side of Nova is that 10-minute mark. You can see Waypit is unable to tank for the team. There is a 3-level difference between Anlan as well as Waypit. Not the easiest battle to take. I think Nova will lose another T3 here.
Yep, with the aggression coming in from Meng Yuan here and all shield being committed by Xiyu here, this might just be an early tower here, but the engage does come through.
Yeah, they get in. Meng Yuan gets taken down, and with the Fate Rewind though, this is going to be an uncomfortable fight for the side of Nova. They can't last. CY will be taken down, and WST, even though they get the life of their farm laner, the pressure is still being put on.
But that's still a very good approach here coming in from Nova Esports here, being able to get the most fed member coming in from the side WST. This may delay the game for them here, but Flash Engage coming from Online doesn't find Muji here, but they do find another tier 3 towards the bottom side here, almost a barren base coming in from Nova prior to that 10th minute mark.
Look, WST, they don't really have to get the kills, right? It's really just about pushing the members of Nova back so that you get the backdoor protection down. And that's exactly what WST did. So the rewards are plenty. Number one, they get the T3 at the bottom. They also get the access into both buffs. So right now, Nova already fighting on a disadvantage will have an even bigger deficit because the Crimson Golem now in the hands of Su Yuan and Meng Yuan, and we have the Azure Golem into the hands of Chen Wan and An Lan.
You can see the discipline coming in from WST as well. With how ahead they are, they don't choose to do the double objectives to give a sign of hope of comeback coming from Nova Esports. Instead, they focus on the Shadow Tyrant first, recollect all the buffs, and then recuperate as a team to go for their final tier 3 towards the mid lane here. Question is, will WST fall victim again towards that mid dive coming in from CY's Ukyo Musashi?
We'll see, because the T3 in the mid has been taken down. They're poking and prodding. Right now, it's all about Chen Wan. How many Scepters of Fate can he land? Right now, he already has 2 of them. Final push coming in from the side of WST. All Chill going to be committed, quite a bit of damage onto the Crystal, and they get Muji down as well. That's the start of a big fight for the side of WST. They do get that final minion cleared, but WST, they are nowhere near done at this point. Crystal still under pressure, all 5 members very healthy. Su Yuan comes in, looks for the final kill. CY is out of the game, minions are marching in. Game number 1 goes to WST.
Such a clean showcase of executing a draft plan by their coach, WST.